Hello everybody, welcome to Friday. I love you all. How are you doing? Today I'm talking about a shift that I've seen, and I wonder whether you've seen it as well. And I'm also talking about a little expression that I think is the best anthem to live by. I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So, I think, and based on my sources, and we know who they are, the emissaries, the Great Awakening is happening at an exponential rate. They were the words of the emissaries, at an exponential rate. It's happening at breakneck speed. That's their words too. And they say everything's just going beautifully, perfectly, okay? So much so that they don't really want to talk about it very much now. They want to talk about the status quo, but they're just saying it's going beautifully. It's going beautifully. But what I'm aware of is this: when all of this started, remember that I've been following the conspiracy theories or the conspiracy facts for 17 years or more. But in the last 3 years, I have never watched so much content. I mean, the last 3 years have just been non-stop, and I was pretty voracious before, but bloody hell, I watch a lot of shit. And what I've seen is this: at the beginning, I used to watch the same people over and over and over again, right? And I think we all did. And as time progressed, then I started getting very, very, very fucking bored with this, hearing the same stuff over and over again. And then you start to branch out, etc. And I've watched, things like, there's a doctor, I can't remember his name now, but a lovely man who started right at the beginning of the whole plan, stroke-demic, and he was very pro everything. And then little by little, we've watched him wake up. I think it's Dr. McPherson or something like that. We watched him wake up. Yeah, and I've watched other people like the Scotsman from GB News with the beard, and I've watched him wake up in this It's been very, very beautiful. But I've kind of seen the same faces over and over again until lately, and especially in Telegram. What I'm aware of is that I am seeing about 60% or more of the people who are making videos. I've never seen them before. I've never seen them. They're new people, new voices, new things to say, or the same things, but a different person. And so if I were to use that as a benchmark, what I'm aware of is that there are an awful lot of us, new ones, new people coming to the fold. All right, there's a beautiful guy on YouTube, bald head with glasses. I'm not very good with names. Richard somebody. And it's only in the last year that he's been talking. Now his subscriber list's up beyond 100,000 because he's talking about these subjects. And at the moment, he's doing all right. He hasn't been banned or anything. And he talks about quite polemic stuff. So what I'm aware of is that we've got a new wave of people coming through the awakening. Okay, it isn't just the old soldiers. And I was watching something from JCK, and she was talking to Mark Devlin, or whatever, Devlin. And I'd never seen him before. Do you know that? I've never seen him before. I think he's been around for a long time. But what I'm aware of is that we only can see so much. And we've only got so much network. What's happening? This Great Awakening is enormous. It's absolutely enormous. And it's not only big, but it has lots of different factions. People who are focusing themselves on a certain thing. If you remember, the emissaries were talking about all the different waves, that they all happen at the same time. And so you've got people doing tremendous work on the Jibby Jab. You've got people who are doing tremendous work against the politicians, against the 15-minute, 20-minute cities, things like that. I mean, zillions of people working on that. There are people working all over. And there's a lot of us. we're going to get to the stage where all of those people are going to come together. That's going to be impressive. But I think, and you know, another big deal, right? I've started a Twitter account, okay, just because, hey, why not? Putting on the videos that I do. And when I go to put the video on, I have a little scan down. I don't spend any time looking at Twitter. It's depressing. Same as Facebook. Depresses you. Any time that you spend on there, you're depressed. You feel your body, you go, how do I feel after I've been 20 minutes on Twitter or 20 minutes on Facebook? Fucking depressed. Yeah. So I don't do that because I don't want to feel that way. But I just scan down, and every single thing I see is to do with us. It's our people. We're everywhere. We're like an infestation. And so I'm aware that there's this kind of, everywhere I look, this drip, drip, drip. Right? Drip, drip, drip creates a tidal wave after a while. And I just feel that that's the way that things are moving. That more and more people are speaking out. I'm hearing more and more stories of people who were talking to people that they didn't know were awake, and they're awake. So there's a lot going on. And we are passengers in this. And so we just need to ride the ride. But understand that we're heading in a good direction. All right? Don't believe the phonies. Don't believe the fear mongers. Don't believe the hype that tells you that we're not going in the right direction. We are heading. We have never been better. Never. We've never been stronger. We've never been better. And our message has never been so widespread. But I want to just talk a little bit about an expression that I believe is what we need to inculcate in our hearts. And the expression is this: this too shall pass. Okay? And what I'm aware of is that when I look back across my very sordid past, in the dark times, when everything looked shit, what I realize is that just by hanging on, everything sorted itself out. I think I've mentioned there was a manager that I used to know who used to say, look, when there's a problem, all you have to do is just go out for a couple of hours. When you come back, it'll be solved. Okay? But it's this idea of, this is going to end. This isn't forever. It will end. Okay? And we know it's going to end well, but it's going to end. And so we have a choice. The choice that we have is, this is going to end. So whilst we're waiting for it to end, we can either be miserable as hell, or we can be happy as a spring lamb. Yeah? That's our choice. But whatever happens, and I'll tell you something else. When I worked in network marketing for my sins, network marketing, I mean, it was so bad. It was a bad thing to do. But I learned a lot, and I learned about what's called passive income. And that has been my focus. And it's very good. Passive income is very good. So I took away something really important from network marketing. But I took away a lot. I used to have an upline person, and he used to say, Gordon, the time's going to pass anyway. So either you can do it or you don't do it. But remember that the time's going to pass anyway. And he told me a story about a guy who was growing bamboo. And I don't know if you know much about growing bamboo, but it takes a long time to get going. Then once it gets going, it's off, yeah? But it takes a long time. And so this guy in his house was putting pots and planting bamboo, and his neighbour was looking over the fence saying, what are you doing? He said, I'm planting bamboo. In this climate, it'll never work. Never work. Anyway, every day the guy would go out and he'd water his bamboo, and his neighbour would go, I see it's not working. Told you so. Anyway, that went on for ages, and every day the neighbour would be giving him like, I told you it's no good. What are you doing that for? It's a waste of time. You're wasting your time. Anyway, finally, the bamboo started to shoot through. Okay? And it started to grow, and suddenly he had like 4, 5 foot, 6 foot bamboos. Then the neighbour came up and he looked over and he said, Wow, that's incredible. That's so really pretty. I'd love that for my garden. And the guy said, well, why don't you do it? Do it. He went, oh no, because you started a long time ago now. And that's the problem that many people have. That they would rather just hang on doing nothing. Yeah, and complaining. You know, hey, it won't work. Nah, it's not going to work that. No. Yeah? Well, it's the same for us. Time's going to pass anyway. And that really helped me, that idea. Time's going to pass anyway. What are you going to do with your time? It's going to pass anyway. You might as well do something with it. And boy, that helped me to do a lot of things. And also understanding that if it's bad, it's going to end. Bad doesn't happen forever. Because that's what life is. Life is this. Ups and downs. So if you have a down, you're going to have an up. And sometimes you've got to go really to the bottom. That's the only place you can push off. Floating around the middle, horrible. Get to the bottom and then push off and get to the top again. Right? But that's what life is. Life is never like that. Bad. If it's like that, bad. Dead. So I suppose the message is, if you're going through a bad time, have a Coke and a smile and cheer the fuck up. Why? Because what's the point of going through it and being miserable when you can go through it and be cheerful? What's the point of going through it saying this will never end when you can go through it saying, hey, well, this too shall pass? We might as well get through it. I mean, look how bad it was. We got through that, didn't we? We're still alive. If you're listening to this, you're still alive. Yeah. So it's the same with everything. We have good times and bad times. And don't think that when we get to the other side, it's going to be much different. We're still going to have this. Maybe the highs are going to be even higher and the lows are not going to be so low. But we're still going to have this ebb and flow. Why? Because that's why we're here. That's why we're here. To have an ebb and flow. Up there, I think it's pretty like that. Ooh, that's okay. That's why we came here. Because we're probably up there going, for God's sake, let's have a bit of difference. A little bit of variation. I'm going down to earth. Fuck it. Yeah. So, by the way, I found out that YouTube, you're not allowed to swear within the first 7 seconds. So if I do any F words, I leave them toward the end. Because by then, the little AI bot is tired. He goes, oh, I can't listen to anymore. He's talking this spiritual shit. I'm going off. Yeah. So that's why I swear at the end. Okay, I love you all. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you all later.